tankinis, bikinis, monokinis. Walmart is the best kept secret for stylish summer swimwear. Make a splash with hot summer essentials like beach bags, sandals, and more. Find your style at Walmart.
We did a show a few weeks ago with the other woman being the focus.
The first time, things got a little heated.
Thousands of you wanted to open up a can of whoop ass on these mistresses.
Today, on an all-new Dr. Phil,
so many women blame the other woman. Blame your husband. He's the one that cheated on you.
it gets even hotter.
If you don't want to be married, do what you have to do to fix it. If you can't get out, don't sneak around and cheat.
Go inside infidelity with a mistress
I think every wife needs to hear this. Are you serious?
and a bad boy.
We're men. We're built to cheat biologically.
I don't even want to stand next to you.
Plus, what makes Robin jump out of her seat?
You ready for this?
Happily, no, hush,
This is
hush,
how you're
I'm
built.
talking.
Let me tell you, you don't want any part of this.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Ready, camera 5. 3, take track.
Go, Dr. Phil. Let's do it. Okay, you have said your I do's. You've vowed to be faithful forever. You spent years building a strong marriage and a thriving family, the things you value most in your life, right? But oftentimes, truth is, others just want what you have. Now, we went inside Infidelity with a recent show, and boy, did I hear from a lot of you at home. You weighed in, and some of you wanted your voices heard today. So we're continuing this dialogue about how this happens, who's responsible for the infidelity, and what to do if you're caught up in the middle of one of these dramas. Now, the mistresses said the married man is to blame because he lies and cheats on them too. And the mistresses that were here also said if the wives would just do what they do, the men wouldn't stray. Yeah, I know. I know. That was the mistresses that said that, not me. So take a look. These women are all mistresses. Sarah, you've been involved with a lot of married men.
The mistress and the wife has so much in common because we're both sharing half of one man, whereas he's getting the best out of two women.
You say you have a lot in common with the wives, but it's their man.
Because of my relationship with him, he was able to go home and be a better father and a better husband because he was no longer searching for the emotional connection that his wife refused to meet.
She had the nerve to look in the camera and tell us that if we're not making our men happy, that she has the right to pick up the slack. Give me a break.
You felt like you were doing a service for this family.
Yeah. I want to try and help women affair-proof their marriages.
And the way you would affair-proof their marriage is?
Act more like a mistress. Look as hot as you can. Have lots of sex with him. Make him feel special. That's why people cheat.
I think we actually help their marriage because they're able to come vent with us. When I'm with him, I feel like I'm the best possible Judy that I can be.
I was amazed at the justifications and the excuses the women made for being involved with married men.
So, Judy, you're in an affair with a married man for 15 years, correct?
Yes.
You took a naked photo of you and him and put it on her window at work?
Yes, I did. You're giving the impression that we are at fault at this and the men are not at fault.
Because you don't seem to take any accountability whatsoever.
I understand that everybody thinks that we are the ones that are wrong. They come to us to share their problems at home, their problems at work.
I'm actually trying to help you here. I wish we'd have had this conversation 14 years and 51 weeks ago, because I would have told you this is a dead-end street. Now, Melvine is here, and she says both men and mistresses are to blame.
It's very sad to me because I have been cheated on. It's not any one of you all's business to fix a man's marriage.
Why don't you just walk our shoes and just be
No, I don't want to walk
your
your shoes,
coworker
honey.
and don't counsel and don't say anything.
No, I would never try that. I know my self-worth.
We're not looking for
and
that
I will
just
never
because I'm
try to
talking
walk
about
in
that.
your shoes and
just
tear
to get
up
really
a
some
person's
information.
marriage. I'm going to justify it.
Time out. after that show aired, my message boards, blog, Facebook account were flooded with comments and questions, and tons of videos were uploaded to my website. Now, Michelle is one viewer who had no problem speaking her mind on my Facebook page, and she uploaded a video with some choice words for the mistresses.
Dr. Phil, I was so mad after watching Inside Infidelity. I could just scream at the TV. Who are these women to pass the blame on to the wives and to everybody else but themselves, not taking 1 ounce of responsibility? And who is this Sarah woman to write a book towards the other women, but market it towards wives and say that you can affair-proof a marriage? That's a joke.
My book is to try to stop women dating married men or to get out of the relationships they're in with them.
She doesn't know anything about the sanctity of marriage.
How loud were you yelling at your television?
I was screaming. I got off. I was, are you serious? You know, that was not cool.
Well, you weren't the only one outraged.
Yeah.
Melvine joined you. She was outraged by the mistresses playing the victim. Now, many of you wrote to me wanting to hear more from her. You'll remember Melvine. Take a look.
You have no business dating, talking to, going to lunch, you know, you're helping him, counseling him, a man about his marital issues. But if you are hurting from dating somebody's husband, then you own that pain. That pain has your name on it, and you need to deal with that. You have no business dating somebody's husband, period. Just say no. That's all. See, I can't talk about it.
We didn't ask for it, okay?
If you're going shopping, you know it's Christmas time, right? You got a bunch of bags, and somebody's chasing you, you got a mask and a gun. You're just gonna go, oh, here's my stuff. Just come and rob me.
Okay, well, Sarah Simons is here. She says that Melvine is angry, in denial, and unwilling to see any other point of view but her own. Now, Melvine says Sarah's just, well, she's just crazy. She is joining us on Polycom from Virginia. So what'd you want to say today before we talk to Sarah?
Well, I really don't care what Sarah thinks about me, to be honest with you, Dr. Phil. I think she's in denial. I think that the way she's living her life is not in a positive manner, and I think she's, I'm ashamed that she's a woman, to be honest with you.
All right, Sarah, what'd you want to say? I mean, obviously they're
Can't change my gender.
Well, here's the deal. The primary reaction to you is that it is arrogant and condescending for you to say, I am helping your marriages by cheating with your husbands. And you're not cheating with all the husbands. I'm just saying that that's your position, that it actually helps, that it puts some spark, that it puts some fire in there.
I'm not saying that an affair should or can help a marriage. I'm saying that sometimes it does. And Melvine, lovely to see you again. I have been told from the horse's mouth that the person I was involved with, as I said, was able to be a better father and husband because he had his emotional and physical needs met with me. He didn't want to leave his wife because of the kids, the financial issues, all the regular stuff.
Listen, I hate to break it to you here, but do you suppose maybe he's just blowing smoke
Yes,
at you
now
here,
I
telling
see
you
that,
what you want to hear? It's like, oh, you're helping me, you're healing me, you're fixing
Phil,
me.
an affair can sometimes sustain an unhappy marriage.
But that still doesn't give you the right to date anybody's husband. Regardless of what type of wife I am or not, what type of man I'm married to, when a married man tries to approach a woman such as yourself to have an affair, you should say no just because of the simple fact he is married. He's already taken.
Okay, first of all, we don't always know they're married. I heard from a woman just last week who was living with somebody for 2 years before she realized that he was married.
Okay, and that is a distinct possibility. I get that. But you've not been in a relationship that you didn't know they were married. Did you not know the last one?
Yeah.
The one before that?
For 2 months with one guy, I didn't know he was married.
Okay, when you do know, does it bother you at all? Or do you just think you're helping?
No, by the time I found out that he was married, I was invested emotionally, physically. So it was too late to get out of it. It wasn't too late. I chose not to because I thought I could fix him.
It is never too late. The moment that you had your truth moment, the moment that you found out that man was married, that was your moment.
If only it was as easy as that.
That was your moment, not the wives. It wasn't the kids. It wasn't the wives. That was your truth moment.
My choice to stay.
Right?
It was
and
my
I
choice to
understand
stay.
that,
Everyone has a choice in life.
That's
I
right.
just feel that so many women are in denial. You blame the other woman. Blame your husband. He's the one that went out and cheated on you.
But why do you think
we all have a choice. It's a free country.
Right, Sarah?
I'm sorry?
Why do you think that you're in the right? to date someone's husband.
I didn't say I'm in the right. I'm saying it was my choice at the time. They were the chaps I had chemistry with.
But you actually are justifying it by saying it helps. I mean, this is
is
like trespassing. It's not like you wandered onto somebody's property and you didn't know that you had gone from yours to theirs. There's a fence there, and it says no trespassing. Keep off. Not welcome. This is not your place. You don't belong.
And the man shouldn't be trespassing too.
And so he reaches over and helps you over the fence, and you climb over there, and you guys pitch a tent and just decide that's okay. Now, you can talk about what he does, and we'll get to that in a minute, but you walk up to the fence line, you climb over, and you trespass right into somebody's marriage. I guess the problem that I have with it, and a lot of people have with it, is, look, if you're running a red light and you know it, okay, you know it. But to then turn around and say, I'm actually helping these women.
I'm not saying I'm helping. I'm saying sometimes
that is
an
what you
affair
said.
can help. And that's why I tell women not to date married men. Don't be their doormat to help their marriage.
All right, coming up, a woman who is dating a married man and is married herself. And later, a few men break the code and tell us why men cheat. Across this great country, from coast to coast, you've told me about the crossroads we're facing. That's exactly why I wrote We've Got Issues, How You Can Stand Strong for America's Soul and Sanity. This book isn't just a conversation starter. It's a roadmap for standing strong in the face of adversity, for embracing our core values when they're needed most. We're talking about real strategies for real people dealing with real issues, from navigating the complexities of today's polarized world to fortifying our families. And I set forth in the book 10 principles that I think are critical for a healthy society. This is not about politics. I'm not a politician, don't want to be a politician, don't know enough about politics to talk about it. But I talk about every angle of life as we know it, from family and relationships to the burning issues that are shaping our world today. We've got issues, how you can stand strong for America's soul and sanity. And you'll find it anywhere books are sold. It's about time we start addressing what truly matters.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
All right, Dawn has been married for 21 years and says there's nothing wrong with having an affair, and she's willing to challenge anyone who disagrees. Now, she's asked that we not show her face on television, so we're not going to do that. So where are you, Dawn? Okay. So talk to me. What is it you're saying here?
Well, first of all, Dr. Phil, I see that you're wearing your no pest strip on your wedding hand, so you're safe, I think. I've been married 21 years.
This is a no pest strip?
Yes, it keeps them away.
Yeah, apparently not. But so why do you say that there's just no problem with having an affair, and you'll debate anybody that says it is a problem?
Well, because I have a mistress. I'm not the mistress. I'm married, and I had a lover who was not married. So I was sort of in the role that the man often plays.
Are you having an affair now with a married man?
No. I did start casually seeing someone about 6 weeks ago. We've started seeing each other, but just socially and casually, with feelings developing, I must say. However, after a talk I had with Sarah just yesterday, I phoned him up, and I pretty much put it in his face. I said, are you still having sex with your wife, and are you in love with her? And
excuse me, I thought you just said you weren't having an affair with a married man.
I'm not. Before going to bed with him or consummating, I wanted to know.
You were until last night?
No, he lives in another state.
What did he tell you?
I'll tell you what, he was a stand-up guy. He said, yes, I still have sex with my wife. And I said, well, then I'm not interested in continuing this with you. Okay. And he sent me emails begging, but I'm in love with you. And I think every wife needs to hear this, because his wife is still having sex with him. His wife still goes to church and sits on the front row with him on Sundays. And I said, well, what's missing from your life? Why are you telling me regularly about your desires and what you want to consummate?
Why did you even get that far if you knew he was married?
That's a good question. I'm in a marriage which I feel I cannot get out of because of the fact that I'm the primary breadwinner.
If that's the case, why would you complicate by going and get involved with somebody else's husband?
Well, but I'm not. And I
She's
guess
looking for
I
somebody
learned
in
that.
her position that's not having sex with their partner, and that she can perhaps, have her emotional needs met because she's in a very unhappy marriage that she can't leave.
So you're saying that she's looking for somebody, and you know this because you're counseling her, that she would like to find someone like herself who's in a dead marriage.
Exactly. Who
And
has as
then
much
these
to
two
lose.
dead marriage partners can go together, and your theory is that would be a winning formula.
Misery meet company. Yes.
So that would be a winning formula. You get somebody that's cheating on their wife and you're cheating on your husband, so you build a relationship totally on deception and say, this has got to be a winner.
But I didn't go down that road. And I see your point. The question is, do I forego happiness the rest of my life until I can see light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe the economy improves, maybe things change for me. Do I wallow in misery? I don't know. Maybe you have the answers for me. Maybe I'm being counseled by the wrong person.
Maybe.
I'm just teasing, Sarah. No, she's wonderful. She's wonderful.
Because this is just an alternative. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe what you do is you just step up and say, look, this isn't working. I'm going to get a divorce like everybody else, and then I'm going to go out and try to meet someone that has some kind of something to offer me, not somebody else's husband, somebody that I have a future with, or decide to be alone. I don't know. But a relationship that is born from the one you're describing, where you're cheating on your husband, he's cheating on his wife, you both are justifying it because things aren't working, so you're just going to come together and hope the kids don't find out along the way. That's a dead-end street, lady. That's not going to work. You know it's not. I mean, how many times have you heard if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, you got to be concerned. All right, we got to take a break here. We're going to add a man to the mix when we come back. He calls himself unapologetically male. He says he's here to tell wives what they don't want to hear. We'll be right back.
If a man cheats on his wife, does the wife bear any of the responsibility for him taking that action?
She obviously plays a role.
Well, what about if she gains 400 pounds?
Then you do what you got to do.
And later,
we're men. We're built to cheat biologically.
Robin, what'd you want to say?
Oh, thank you.
The worse I am, the more you want. The best.
Hold it. Let me tell you, you don't want any part of it. Many of you wrote me about a recent show we did on infidelity. Now, today the viewers are talking back and we're having a candid conversation. Now, my goal here is to try to get some insights and some understanding here. I'm here with Sarah Simons, author and self-proclaimed infidelity analyst. And here to offer what he calls the all-man perspective is Steve Santagati, the author of The Manual, A True Bad Boy Explains How Men Think, Date, and Mate, and what women can do to come out on top. Now, Steve thinks he knows exactly why men cheat and found a few guys on the street who agreed with him and were willing to fess up. Take a look.
You know, Dr. Phil, they say men are dogs because we cheat. Well, we're gonna hit the streets here to find out why. But I mean, aren't we really cute?
Have you ever cheated?
Honestly, yeah.
Why?
Maybe it has to do with my dissatisfaction with the person I was with.
Is there anything a woman can do to stop a guy from cheating besides break his legs?
No.
There's so much at risk to cheat. Why do we do it anyways?
I think that it's low self-esteem coupled with a big ego.
Is there anything about cheating that's fun?
The thrill of not getting caught and the thrill of doing that act and being sneaky and covering all the tracks and feeling like you're wanted from two separate places. For the most part, we are Neanderthal ate pigs.
But you say that in a bad way. If a man cheats on his wife, does the wife bear any of the responsibility for him taking that action?
She obviously plays a role.
Well, what about if she gains 400 pounds?
Then you do what you got to do.
What would be the trigger in a relationship to make a guy cheat?
Being turned down for sex in the morning.
Okay, what else?
Being turned down for sex in the evening.
And, of course, at lunchtime. Thank you very much, AJ. Have you ever cheated at any point in your life?
Have I? Yes.
One word of advice to men that are thinking about cheating.
Be prepared to lose the person you're cheating on and be prepared to not stay with the person that you're cheating with.
What are women doing wrong that their men are cheating on them?
Being the same woman every single day. I think guys get bored, we're visually stimulated, and if we're in an environment where we're seeing lots of interesting and attractive things around us, it's going to be more difficult to stay focused on what we've got at home.
What do you think is so provocative about cheating? Why do you think it's so fun?
It's always fun to have sex with somebody else.
Why'd you look at that old lady when you said that?
I'm that desperate.
Well, Dr. Phil, after talking to all these guys today, I realized that there are some universal truths as to why men cheat. But the good news is that not all guys cheat, and there are actually some things women can do. You're not powerless.
All right. All right, Steve, you've written a book about this. You've interviewed men all over the place about this. So enlighten us all. Why do men cheat?
First of all, what I think, I'm sitting down there listening to all you ladies fighting with each other, and this is perfect because you beat each other up every single day. You're too old, you're too skinny, your hair's too short, your hair's too this. And you guys are, I love that you're fighting, because while you're fighting, I'm over here in the corner going, he. I'm finding all these targets out there. The fact of the matter is...
I don't even want to stand next to you.
Hey, listen.
Incoming!
The other thing that everybody does, relationship experts, blah, 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 is there's always like, how do I keep my man from cheating? How do I get a guy to like me? How do I win him back? I get a million of these emails. Fact of the matter is, that means you're on the defense. How about being powerful? How about being in the offense? How about being a black widow, ladies, for once, and saying, you know what? I should be so great that he's going to stay with me and he'd be stupid to cheat. Exactly. However, we're built to cheat biologically. Exactly. You're women. Stop. Yes. No different than they are programmed biologically to desire the alpha male. That's just how it goes. I'll put you with the doormat, you won't stay with them. I'm gonna desire more women because that's how we're wired.
It's true.
Oh, really? Then how many of you like the nice guy, the doormat, the guy that's wishy-washy? Raise your hands. Okay, there's 5 of them.
All right, listen, there's a lot of gray area between some mealy-mouthed doormat that won't stand up and some guy that's just a serial affair guy. I mean, just one after the other after the other. There's a whole lot of gray area in between there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but here's the deal. People are stupid. First of all, they get married way too early. I tell women they shouldn't even think about marrying a guy under 40, number one. They don't think it through. And sadly, in our society right now, people don't hold this. You talked about the sanctity of marriage. People don't think of marriage as anything important anymore.
You make some outrageous generalizations. And
well,
you
because
say, no, but when you say them like it's a fact, you say, people are stupid. That's what you said.
They are, and in general, obviously, there's not everybody's stupid.
People aren't stupid.
Not everybody's stupid. Well, the divorce rate wouldn't be 50%.
Everybody here got dressed today. They operated a motor vehicle. They came over here. You did. She did. What do you mean people are stupid?
Really? Then
people are stupid.
Why is the divorce rate 50%? I'm saying they don't think it through.
Because there's people like her that don't say no.
No, excuse me. So many women are in denial. This is why it's great you're doing this show. Men and women are watching this show at home in millions of homes. They're not having sex with their partners. I'd love to know why a wife stops having sex with their...
That's not your business.
It is my business. Yes, I'm here to help. You don't have to like
me. How do you think I learned to be quote-unquote bad? From women.
You're a victim.
No, I was a willing participant.
All right, another viewer, Sonia, is disgusted by the selfishness of anyone who cheats. Sonia, what do you want to say?
I just can't believe how selfish people are, like how you think. I'm 22 years old and I'm already scared of people like you. And I understand it's whole people are rushing into things, you know, they're not thinking it through before they're married. I think if you want to cheat, stay single. Don't come and muck with us. Don't come and muck with us.
You said a very important thing. You said you're scared. Why not go in strong?
Right.
And
No,
brave?
I'm strong. I'm scared, I guess, of men like that think like you as
They
well.
all do.
If
Trust
you're
me, whether
with
they
the
are
right
plumbers
guy,
or
you're
politicians.
scared.
Yes, they do, ladies. Trust me. Who do you think they're going to be honest with, me or you?
Now, Steve says men cheat because wives let themselves go. Some of you think that's what I said when we talked about this last time. That ain't right. We'll talk about all of that when we come back.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
All right, do you have to be unhappy in a marriage to have an affair? Now, a recent study in the Journal of Marriage and Family says no. Married couples who said they were pretty happy were twice as likely to have an affair as folks who reported being very happy. So why would a happily married man cheat? Now, I'm here with Sarah Simons and Steve Santagati. We're talking about all of this. You say women set themselves up for this.
Yes. Women do a couple of things. Number one, women that are jealous and they set up these walls, like, you better not look at her. I want to look at your phone. I want to look at your email. All of a sudden, what you did is make cheating extremely provocative. And cheating is very fun when you're doing it right. Number two, we married a woman with long hair, pretty. We found you sexually attractive. Women have children, they cut their hair short. They push the stroller. They stop doing the makeup. They don't care about themselves anymore, and they gain weight. And guys, by the way, are just as guilty as this, but we're focusing on women right now. So you let yourself go. I don't see you as sexy anymore, and I start seeing it. Oh, another woman out there all fluffed up.
And that's why I say women should act more like mistresses.
No, that I disagree with. That,
why?
Sarah, and the other thing is what I heard, you guys, come on, you're not helping a man's marriage. You know what, get out of the marriage and start fresh.
No, excuse me, no, can I speak?
No.
Yes, I can. Dr. Phil, can I speak? The other woman helps sustain a marriage, and that's
don't.
why I say get out, because you're just doing a community service for a guy who's never going to leave his wife.
No.
Yes.
Look, can I just...
If you're bored and in a stale marriage
show.
and you're with somebody else...
See the name, I saw the show.
I know, we've been through this.
No, hold on.
Hold on, say what you want to say.
I want to say this. No, you're not helping a guy's marriage. That's between the husband and the wife, number one.
I disagree.
All right. No.
I can say I disagree.
I think you are so diluting yourself with that crap you're saying that you're telling yourself, and you wire around it inconsistently. You say, I'm helping the marriage. Well, I'm helping it because he will stay longer because I'm taking some of the heat over here. That's not helping the marriage. That's just allowing a marriage that's in trouble to limp along.
Right,
My view is if you don't want to be married, do what you have to do to try to fix it. If you can't, get out. Don't sneak around and cheat.
I agree.
And wait, I remember my other point. This is really important. Ladies, if the guy's a cheater, right, and you justify it by saying, well, he's going to cheat with somebody else, that's like me saying he's going to buy crack anyways. I may as well sell it to him.
A viewer named Debbie took offense to something I said, or she says I said, on the last show. Take a look.
The most extreme comment that I felt frustration with on the show was the impression that you gave women across this entire nation that if they're not fluffed and puffed and looking their best, that this type of thing can enter into their lives and cause destruction. Women already have enough issues with regards to self-esteem when you look at magazines, and to have you say that was disrespectful to all women across this country.
All right, Debbie, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. So your objection was that I gave the impression that what?
I felt like you made a colossal oops with your statement regarding women needing to stay fluffed and puffed. In my impression, it gave me the feeling that you were saying that if we don't keep ourselves beautiful as determined by someone else's standards, then we're vulnerable to infidelity happening in our lives. And in my opinion, physical attractiveness, whether it's regarding men or women, is not, nor should it ever be implied to be a path to justify infidelity.
Okay, well, you know, it's so interesting how people are sensitized and hear certain things. I have a transcript here of exactly, precisely what I said. And let me just go over this with you. I said, why do affairs happen, and how can you avoid one from happening to you? Now, I've said you might not like the answers to some of these questions, but And I'm not saying this is how it should be, but I can tell you practically, I can tell you pragmatically that you're going to increase the chances of keeping your man at home and away from another woman if, and I go through a litany here, one, you are willing to work at it. Is your failure to work at it, does that explain or excuse his choice to go outside the marriage? Absolutely not. No question, it does not. I'm reading verbatim here. But I'm telling you practically that if you invest in your marriage, you take the time to work on such things as dating, intimacy, quiet time, privacy, and keeping yourself well-groomed and attractive as you can, then you're going to improve your chances. Do you disagree that you are going to, and I'll keep reading into another part here in a second, do you disagree that you're going to improve your marriage if you're willing to work at it and spend time dating and communicating and all of those sort of things?
I do not disagree that you're going to improve your marriage with that, but I think that a focus on avoiding infidelity should have been much more geared towards communication versus physical attractiveness.
Hold on a minute. I don't know how else to say. Maybe you're just wanting to stick to your guns here, but I'm wondering if you forgot that I said you have to take time to do such things as dating, intimacy, quiet time, privacy. Those were all things that keeping well-groomed was number 5 or 6 on the list.
But Dr. Phil, the part that came out loud in my head was the fluffed and puffed.
And what you're talking about is the next sentence. I gave the example of every day he sees you in baggy sweatpants with a chip clip in your hair and no makeup on, he leaves and goes out into the world around women that are fluffed up and dressed up, and there's going to be a contrast there. You need to know that. And then I said the same thing is true with guys. If you're still wearing the sweatpants you wore in high school and you've now got a beer gut hanging over the top of them, and you fall asleep in your chair and make animal noises, that's just not going to be appealing. That is just one element of what I'm... So let me respond to you very clearly. If you're asking me, do I think that if women don't groom themselves well, that they're responsible for their husband straying? I will tell you absolutely, unequivocally, no. I do not believe that. Did not mean to impart that to you or anyone else. So if that's your question, no, I don't think that.
Good, because that was the impression that I was left with, and that's certainly not the case.
All right, Steve responds to Debbie's comments to me when we come back. What do you want to say, Steve?
Look at her haircut. You focus.
Oh, you can't say that.
Don't question my haircut. Wait a second.
Hold on. Let me just say.
No.
I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm trying to do the most loving, honest thing I can, which is be truthful. Let me just hear me out.
I think she's as cute as she can be.
Can
I please finish?
You finish, and then you'll hear me out.
I've already listened to you.
No,
Women,
Debbie, believe me, I'm going to let you speak, Debbie. Just hold on. Let me let him dig his hole a little deeper. Go ahead.
She focused on the things she's most insecure about. I'm sure you're a beautiful woman if you put time in it. Most people are lazy, though, and they don't want to put time into their looks. And I got news for you. I could introduce you to a lot of wonderful, great, honest, non-cheating men that you're not physically attracted to and you won't be with. All I'm saying, and I'm not taking the heat on this, is that long after the marriage, the I-dos, the relationship isn't over. You can't just lean back, be the fat guy sitting in your chair with the remote, men. And ladies, we still want women. We married women. We didn't marry a housewife. That's the truth.
Okay, but wait a minute.
And I think cutting the hair is a personal thing for me.
Hold on. What in the world does that have? What does it have to do with her hairdo?
Short hair.
Her hairdo is as cute as it can be.
The studies show, and I know my personal thing is most men like long hair.
Halle Berry, hello.
Well, you can get away with short hair, but Halle Berry and you are anomalies. All right? My point...
Hold on, stop. Okay, Debbie, what did you want to say, if anything, to dignify this comment? Go ahead.
I swear I'm going to come through my phone. My husband loves...
My work is done here. My work is done.
Debbie, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I work out 7 days a week. I take care of myself. I'm 41 years old, and my husband loves my naturally curly hair, which is why it's short. I have not melded into some frumpy housewife because I have a husband and a daughter. I still take care of myself, and quite honestly, I'm better looking at 41 years old than I ever was at 26. And that's a factual statement. So if you're going to justify that because my hair is short, that is the biggest line of BS I've ever heard. That should have nothing to do with it. There should be no bearing on that.
You made my point.
How did I make your point?
You take care of yourself. I don't like short hair. Most guys don't like short hair. A lot of women
My husband likes short hair, and I
How
don't
do
care
you-
what you like.
perfect.
You're not my husband.
How do you make these pronouncements? Most guys don't like
Because
short
I
hair.
know. I did the research. I did the homework.
You did?
Yes, I did.
You did the research.
Yes.
You
Do
conducted
you like,
a
do
study.
you like short hair?
My husband
Do you like short hair on women? Do you find long hair or short hair sexier?
It depends.
In general.
No, it
in
depends
general.
on the one.
In general.
I don't have a preference.
Okay, well, I do.
Okay, Robin, what do you want to say?
Oh, thank you.
His wife's got long. She's got long hair.
Stand up.
Okay, I have a lot to say.
And long hair.
First of all, Sarah, you lose all credibility with me when you say you admire a man who thinks he's a better husband and a better father because he is having an affair. A man who has an affair does not have the right to be a husband and a father and have anyone be faithful to him. So he loses all credibility. An affair does not make you a better spouse. No. And you,
Young man. Yes,
oh
go
man, in fact, you're ruined for life because I cannot imagine a woman out there who has seen this will want to have anything to do with you.
The same man. You want to hear?
No. The fact.
The
Hold
best.
on, hold it. Let me tell you, you don't want any part
No, I'll
of this.
take it. I'll take it. You ready for this?
You don't want any part
You
of
ready for this? This is how you're
I'm
built.
talking.
This is how you're built, ladies. The worse I am, the more you want me.
Oh.
Stop me when I'm wrong.
Married to my husband for 33 years.
Go ahead.
Because he's a real man.
Has nothing to do with the fact that I have long hair, but it
Right.
has to do with the fact that we have respect, dignity, and integrity
And he's a man
for
with
each other.
And he's a man with. You married her. You're a man with an edge.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did marry her. And if I wasn't married to her right now, I would excuse myself, go find her, and ask her.
There you go.
Let me tell you. No question about it. All right, we've got to take a break. Next, we're going to talk to a husband who's been married for 3 years but says he has urges. So we're going to look inside the mind of a man, and we're going to talk to some other mistresses. Well, we did a show a few weeks ago with the other woman being the focus. We said, all right, we're going to bring some mistresses on here. We're going to let them talk about how they think, why they do the things they do, what their point of view is. We did that, and I heard from thousands of you, I mean thousands of you, most of whom wanted to come and open up a can of whoop-ass on these mistresses. I mean, you did. So we decided to come back and continue this conversation. We're talking about why men cheat and why these women who cheat with them seem to think they're the victims and that it's okay. Now, you just heard from Robin, who says this idea that you have that you're some kind of cool jerk bad boy and that gives you an edge with the ladies. I mean, everybody's always talked about, you know, that there's the bad boy image appeals to women. And that might be true with some women some of the time for a weekend. But I don't think it's necessarily who they want to be the father to their children, the partner with them for their life.
But they want them.
I will say, I don't think I'm boring. I mean, I think...
No, but you're from Texas.
We
you're
live
real
a pretty
man.
laid-back life, but I don't think I'm highly predictable. I think I try to continue to be interesting. But I don't think it's because I'm some kind of bad boy. And we've been together, what, 37 years, 38 years?
Maybe you were a bad boy when
We've
she
been
met
married
you.
for 33.
Hold on, let me respond to this. But your man has an edge. His yes is his yes and his no is a no. He's a real man. You feel safe with him, okay? That's number one. I want to say something else too, ladies, just to go back onto the cheating thing. Ultimately, if a guy cheats on you, it's his responsibility and it's his fault. You can do things as a woman to alleviate some of those problems, but the guy is the one that takes the physical action. Now, having said that, I will respond to the bad boy thing. Bad boys represent alpha males. That's what's running through your blood. The guys that know enough about this, we cater to it. Your wife is in love with you because you have an edge. You're a strong man. And women, most women, again, I'm speaking in generalities because we're doing a talk show, not a documentary.
And this is your opinion.
This is fact. This is science.
No, it is.
Dr. Helen Fisher, anthropologist. Carl Sagan and his wife Anne Dryan wrote a book called Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors. Men, the male of our species, it's no different in nature. The brightest feathers, the biggest antlers, the dominant male, the female that plays coy and makes the male hunter. That's how it works, and it works with us. No matter the cell phones, the clothes, the makeups, the money, it doesn't matter. This is who we are.
All right, now let's talk to Tommy for a second. Tommy's been married 3 years. He says that he has urges, but it's too risky. What do you mean urges?
I'd be a fool to say that I don't look, or my wife Lacey, love you Lacey, my wife Lacey doesn't look. But the bottom line is that we try, and we're not ignorant of the fact of the examples we see out there, that it frightens us sometimes to say, hey, we need to work at our relationship more. You guys are a great couple. I mean, you guys are perfect for each other.
We should have our own show.
But there are some that think they deserve each other.
For me, the cheating part, it just freaks me out. You got to fight that because it is in your system. That's right. It is in your system. That's right. But that doesn't mean that you can't fight that or be a guy and say, oh, I'm never going to die and be Peter Pan. You know, I admit it to myself. A lot of people have called me Peter Pan, you know, and I have got that problem.
All right,
but
we've got to take a break. All right, look, we're not even close to being done here. We'll be right back. For more information on relationships, how to improve the one you're in, or rescue yours from the brink, log on to drphil.com. All right, we've got to stop for now. I'm going to be hearing from you on the message boards, on my Twitter account, I'm sure, Facebook, everywhere. And I do want to hear. But let me tell you, we've got to stop the show right now, but we're going to keep the cameras rolling, so be looking for another show coming up on this really, really soon. So I want to thank all of my guests for being here today. Sarah, thank you. Her book is called Having an Affair, a handbook for the other woman. And also thanks you, Steve. I appreciate your being here. His book is called The Manual. A True Bad Boy explains how men think, date, and mate, and what women can do to come out on top. For more information on how to protect your marriage from all of the things in the world, go to drphil.com. We'll have a lot of thoughts there for you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. So long.